Fannie Mae is predicting a recession going into 2023, and let me show you this article on their website. And if you don't know what Fannie Mae is, they're the Federal National Mortgage Association, or a government-sponsored enterprise that purchases mortgage loans from smaller banks or credit unions, and they back these mortgages or mortgage loans for low to medium income borrowers. Anyway, Fannie Mae is predicting the 2022 GDP to be flat at 0.0% growth and to decline by 0.5% in 2023 on a Q4 to Q4 basis. And they're expecting a moderate recession to happen in 2023 with a weakening of the labor market and a slowdown in the housing market. And this is all due to continuing tightening of monetary policy and global economic weakness. And the Federal Reserve is still looking to raise interest rates in November when they have the FOMC meeting on November 1st and 2nd. And the last CPI data that came out a few weeks ago was disastrous. And I was reading through the Consumer Price Index summary on the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the inflation rate still came out to 8.2% year over year. And I was expecting 8% or maybe even 7.9%. So I was pretty wrong about that. And inflation is still red hot right now. And now the Federal Reserve, they're probably kind of panicking and will most likely raise at least 75 basis points in November. And many economists are still predicting the rates will end 2022 in a 4 to 4.5% range, and the Fed has two more meetings in 2022, one in November and one in December. Could they raise 100 basis points? It's a possibility. Take a look at the September CPI here, and the food index went up by 0.8% while energy decreased by 2.1%, and transportation is up almost 2% month over month, and medical care services are up 1%, and used cars are down by 1.1%, but new vehicles are still up 0.7% or 9.4% year over year. And you have to keep in mind that inflation isn't something that's going to change overnight. The biggest factor when it comes to high inflation is housing market, and that's why we're seeing a hike in mortgage rates. Essentially, we need the demand to slow even more in order for the inflation rate to come down, right? So is the Fed going to continue to raise interest rates in 2023? More than likely, probably in Q1 2023. Is it going to be as much as in 2022? It's all going to depend on several data points. But the market thinks the Fed will more likely cut rates in 2023 as the housing market slows down even further. Now, let me go back to the Fannie Mae article here, but before that, don't forget that you can get my financial independence resources for free by visiting firesightchat.com/contact, and you can also check out the Fireside Chat shop if you're looking to start your own YouTube channel, and I have all of my equipment at firesightchat.com/shopping. Gas prices have decreased significantly and since the war broke out in Europe, but food prices remain well above the Federal Reserve's target, and their forecast is for the Fed funds rate to top out at the 3.5 to 3.75% range in early 2023. Fannie Mae is also downgrading their 2022 forecast for total home sales to a 17.2% decline from 2021, down from their previous forecast of a 16.2% drop. I'm going to pull up the Redfin data later on in this video, but their 2023 projection is trending downwards as well, and home sale price sales across the US should decrease due to high mortgage rates. And the 10-year treasury yield right now is hanging around 3.95%, and it was about 4% last week. And new home sales and construction will probably struggle going into 2023, and they're already down 32% year over year. And the inventory has increased by 11% year over year, which is the highest level since 2009 when we went through the global recession. And let me show you the Redfin data here, and you should check out this video about why I'm not buying any properties in 2022, and I'll put the link in the description below. The Redfin home data for the month of September just came out, and take a look at the median sale price between August and September. It's down from $406,000 to about $403,800 between those 2 months, or down 7.6% year over year. The number of homes sold in September is sharply trending down from 560,000 to 497,000 homes. The reason is that the national average 30-year fixed mortgage rate was 6.1%, which is up from 5.2% the month before. At the time I'm recording this video, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is about 7.5%, which is already 1.5% higher than the previous month. And when the October data comes out, my prediction is that the median sale price will probably drop to anywhere between $395,000 and $400,000. And even if the interest rates weren't a factor going into November and December, there will still be fewer buyers in those months due to the holidays and economic uncertainty going into the following year. So like I said in the last video, I believe right now and going into 2023, buyers will have more power to negotiate a price with the seller as the demand continues to trend downwards. And as home sale prices drop, it's only a matter of time before rental prices start to drop as well. And if Fannie Mae's prediction is correct about the recession in 2023, here's some things I'm going to prepare with a few months remaining in 2022. And first, I'm going to make sure our emergency fund is fully funded and caught up with the latest inflation rate. And our 6 months of expenses in our emergency fund in 2022 is not the same as the one in 2021 or 2020. My wife and I both work, but we want to make sure we are preparing for unemployment. And if an employer tells you that your job is safe, that's a lie. No jobs are ever safe. Now, we're going to continue to keep 6 months of our expenses saved in a high-yield savings account with Ally Bank, not sponsored by Ally, yielding around 2.25%. And second, I'm going to rework my budget going into 2023 and start trimming off some fat. And what that means is I'm going to start with my non-discretionary spending and find out what I can do to save money on my bills. And then I'm going to trim any unnecessary expenses under my discretionary spending. We don't have any student loans, credit card debt, personal loans, or auto loans, so we're going to maximize our savings rate going into 2023. And right now we're saving about 65% of our income in 2022. And if you need help with recession proofing your finances, like budget, savings, and investments, you can schedule a free one-on-one 20-minute financial coaching session by visiting firesightchat.com/coaching. If you have any debt, the fixed rate debt won't feel any impact from a Federal Reserve rate hike. However, if you're carrying a balance on your credit card, or a variable interest mortgage, or a home equity line of credit, or HELOC, you want to get those paid off as soon as possible. Now, I would refinance the variable interest mortgage to a 15 or 30-year fixed rate mortgage and pay off credit cards and HELOC as soon as possible. And as far as how we're investing in 2023, I'm going to create a separate video about it in November and December when IRS releases the 2023 contribution limits for 401k, TSP, IRA, and other retirement accounts. But we're still going to focus on maximizing our investments like retirement accounts, non-retirement accounts, retirement assets, and travel funds. And the good news about 2022 is that I don't have to pay any capital gains taxes. And if you want to know more about how to start investing for your financial independence, be sure to check out these 2 videos. So with that said, I appreciate you watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.